As the dust settles from the traumatic experiences of being arrested, booked, and charged with a crime, most people next face a crucial decision. Should I accept an appointed public defender or hire a private defense attorney? Deciding between a private criminal defense attorney and a public defender depends on several factors, including your financial situation, the complexity of your case, and your personal preferences. Not everyone qualifies for a public defender. In Gideon versus Wainwright in 1963, the United States Supreme Court determined the U.S. Constitution requires that indigent criminal defendants be provided counsel at trial. Courts and states have slightly varying definitions of what exactly indigent means, but judges will consider a person's assets, income, debts, and determine whether that person has the financial ability to afford an attorney. If a person qualifies for a court-appointed attorney, they are not required to utilize their services. Many individuals ask family members or friends for financial assistance to hire a private attorney. Here are factors to consider when working with a public defender. Let's start with the advantages. First, there is the cost. Public defenders are provided at little or no cost to those who qualify based on income and financial status. In Massachusetts, an individual's contribution may range from $0 to $500 depending on their need. This fee can be paid in installments, and none of it is required up front. Then, there is the factor of experience. Public defenders are often highly experienced in criminal law and are familiar with the local legal system and court personnel. They typically practice in just one or two courthouses. Because of this, they are often on a first-name basis with the judges, clerks, probation officers, and even the court officers. These personal relationships can be incredibly helpful when working on a client's case. However, there are also drawbacks to keep in mind, starting with the caseload. Public defenders often have very high caseloads, which can limit the amount of time and attention they can devote to each client. At any given time, a defender can have anywhere from several dozen to over 100 cases in their workload. There is often simply not enough time in the day to devote the necessary attention to every case. Crucial motions that need to be written, meetings with prosecutors, and letters written on behalf of clients can sometimes be overlooked. Finally, consider the level of personal attention. Due to that heavy workload, public defenders may not have the capacity for extensive personal attention or tailored legal strategies. This means they may not always be able to get back to a phone call within a reasonable amount of time or sit in an interview for the full time necessary to craft a strong defense. Factors to consider when working with a private criminal defense attorney. As mentioned, those who qualify for a public defender often borrow funds from family or friends to assist them in hiring a private criminal defense attorney. There are several advantages to this. First is personalized attention. Private attorneys generally have fewer cases at one time, allowing them to devote more time and attention to each client. This allows them to be available more often for phone calls and in-person meetings, which many clients find very important in a criminal case. Next, there are custom strategies. Private attorneys can tailor their legal strategies to fit the specific circumstances of the client's case and may offer more personalized legal advice. Finally, there is access to resources. Private attorneys may have greater flexibility in hiring experts, investigators, and other resources. Because they are not limited to professionals who can be reimbursed by the state, private attorneys can retain the best experts in their field to comprise a formidable defense team. On the other hand, there are drawbacks to consider, starting with the cost. Hiring a private attorney can be expensive, and fees can vary widely depending on the attorney's experience, reputation, and the complexity of the case. Lastly, there is the matter of selection. Finding the right private attorney requires research and consideration, as not all attorneys have the same level of experience or specialization in criminal defense. How to decide which attorney is right for you? First, consider the type of case. Charges like operating under the influence, firearms possession, and drug cases require specialized training and expertise. Private attorneys often have more time to attend training seminars and obtain manuals for these specific fields. For very complex or high-stakes cases, a private attorney might be better equipped to handle the nuanced aspects of your defense. Next, look at experience. You want a lawyer with substantial experience in criminal defense, particularly with cases similar to yours. You should also review their track record of success, including past case outcomes and their familiarity with the local court system. Don't forget to read client reviews and testimonials to gauge their effectiveness and how satisfied former clients have been. Think about your personal preferences as well. Consider whether you value having more direct communication and personalized service. Private attorneys often offer more flexibility in terms of availability and attention. Ultimately, keep in mind the quality of representation. Both public defenders and private attorneys can be highly skilled and effective. The quality of your defense often depends on the individual attorney rather than their status. It is important to choose someone with whom you feel comfortable and confident. If you are unsure, you should consider consulting with a few attorneys to get a sense of their approach and how they would handle your case. By taking these steps, you can increase the likelihood of finding a lawyer who is well-equipped to advocate effectively on your behalf. Massachusetts criminal defense attorney Kevin R. Collins has nearly 20 years of criminal law experience. He has represented hundreds and hundreds of clients, has earned a sterling reputation among the legal community, and is happy to consult with you regarding whether his representation makes sense for your case. Contact Kevin R. Collins for a complimentary consultation today.